People often ask the same question about Seçkin Özdemir. Why is he so distant? Why does he reveal so little? Why does he avoid turning his private life into constant public content? And usually, the discussion immediately moves in one direction. Maybe too much privacy is hurting his visibility. But what if the situation is actually the opposite? What if the real story is not that privacy created distance, but that modern celebrity culture pushed him toward distance in the first place? Because something changed dramatically in entertainment over the last decade. At the beginning, fame used to work differently. Fans watched television interviews, read magazines, saw celebrities occasionally. There was admiration, but also separation. A boundary existed. Actors were public figures, not permanently accessible personalities. But social media completely transformed that relationship. And suddenly, audiences no longer expected occasional visibility. They expected continuous presence, daily updates, personal access, emotional transparency, instant interaction. And this is where celebrity culture quietly became much more intense than people realized. Because now, silence itself started generating attention. If a celebrity posts nothing for weeks, people immediately begin asking questions. Are they hiding something? Is there a relationship? Is there a problem? What happened? And suddenly, even privacy becomes interpreted as a message. That creates enormous psychological pressure. Especially for actors like Seçkin Özdemir, whose image has always been built around restraint, calmness, and emotional control. Because modern digital culture rarely tolerates mystery comfortably, it tries to fill every silence with speculation. And the more private someone becomes, the more curiosity increases. That creates a strange cycle. Privacy leads to speculation. Speculation creates pressure. Pressure creates even more privacy. And over time, celebrities begin protecting themselves by reducing access further. Not necessarily because they dislike audiences, but because constant observation becomes exhausting. What most people don't notice is that modern fandom is emotionally much more demanding than older fan culture. Today, many audiences unconsciously expect celebrities to provide constant emotional accessibility, lifestyle visibility, personal transparency, relationship updates, and ongoing interaction. Actors are no longer treated only as performers. Sometimes they are treated almost like permanently open digital personalities. And eventually that can become overwhelming. Because there is a huge difference between supporting an artist and feeling entitled to their private life. That difference matters enormously, especially online, because internet culture amplifies everything. One photo becomes analysis. One interview answer becomes theory. One social media follow becomes discussion. Tiny details suddenly generate massive narratives. And after years inside that environment, many celebrities become extremely cautious. Not cold, not arrogant, careful. There's an important distinction, because once every action becomes overanalyzed, silence begins feeling safer than exposure. And maybe this helps explain part of Seçkin Özdemir's public behavior more realistically than simple personality explanations. His distance may not exist only because he prefers privacy naturally. It may also exist because modern celebrity culture rewards emotional exposure while simultaneously punishing it. That contradiction is one of the biggest paradoxes in entertainment today. Audiences constantly say, "We want authenticity," but at the same time, celebrities are judged relentlessly for relationships, private choices, opinions, personal behavior, social interactions. They are encouraged to open up, then criticized when they do. And eventually many public figures arrive at the same conclusion. The less I reveal, the safer I feel. That doesn't always come from arrogance. Sometimes it comes from emotional fatigue, or the desire to preserve a sense of personal identity outside celebrity culture. And this is where things become even more complicated. Because fans sometimes complain that actors become too secretive. But fan culture itself may contribute directly to that secrecy. Through constant speculation, invasive curiosity, non-stop analysis, and emotional pressure. In other words, the environment shapes the behavior. And this pattern is not unique to Seçkin Özdemir. It exists globally. Many international celebrities have dramatically reduced visibility over the years because online culture became emotionally exhausting. Some stopped giving interviews. Some reduced social media use. Some disappeared completely between projects. Because visibility today often comes with psychological cost. Especially when audiences blur the line between admiration and access. But the real issue is balance. Because actors still need visibility professionally. The entertainment industry runs heavily on discoverability now. Algorithms reward activity, Media cycles reward presence. Audiences move quickly, so complete disappearance can absolutely reduce momentum. But visibility should not require total emotional exposure. That's the key distinction. An actor should be able to remain professionally visible, without sacrificing every personal boundary. And maybe that's the healthier direction modern celebrity culture needs overall. Not obsession, not total access, not emotional ownership, but balanced connection, respectful support, interest without invasion. Because fans and celebrities influence each other constantly, the relationship is not one-sided. Audiences shape celebrity behavior just as celebrities shape audience behavior. And perhaps that changes the original question completely. Instead of asking, why are celebrities becoming so distant? Maybe we should also ask, what kind of environment are we creating around them? Because if every moment becomes analyzed, every silence becomes suspicious, and every personal detail becomes public debate, then privacy stops being only preference. It becomes protection. And for Seçkin Özdemir, that protection may have gradually evolved into a survival strategy inside modern entertainment culture. Not secrecy for the sake of mystery, but balance, control, emotional boundaries, and perhaps peace in an industry that constantly demands visibility without always respecting limits.